I think we're going to take advantage of the sunlight today. Unfortunately, it is freezing cold, but it's sunny. So I thought we'd put this this spout and this handle and this strainer on this teapot. This is going to be more or less. It's going to look more like this one right here than the Kung Fu. It'll have a side handle, but it won't be the Kung Fu spout. It'll be more or less a traditional looking spout. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is figure out where the spout's going to be so that we'll know where the strainer is going to be. And as you could tell from the other videos that I've done on teapots, the first thing I do is mark my little appendages so that I know which way is up. I do that to the spout and to the handle. This is the handle. And I don't think this one is going to be as extreme as the spout or as the handle that we did on the last video. So it's going to look like that. This one is looking kind of like that. Let's see if this softened up any. I'm getting close, but I'm going to dunk it again just to be a little safer. And while that's dunk this one too. You don't have to dunk the whole thing. You can just dunk the part, you know, go a little bit above where you're going to be cutting because it needs to absorb it. Clean this out just like you did the other one. Now, let me find my line, my mark. I lost my mark. Is straight up right there. So I think I'm going to tilt it just a little more, which means to take off a little bit more on this edge. This reduces the amount of clay that's on here too, which kind of lightens the handle a little bit. You don't want the handle to be so heavy, or the spout to be so heavy that it takes the pot off balance. So you need it to be similar thickness to whatever the pot is. It's going to be down there. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I've got my mark straight up, and I've got this. So we're going to move that up till it touches the stick. So that's about as high as I'm going to be able to do that in there. Okay, so we need to use the Sureform on both of these things. I'm always finding my little spot there. Okay, yeah, we're getting very close. So let's set that down. I'm looking for my mark because I want it to be directly under that paintbrush. And I can tell that this side is higher than the other side because of that mark. So we need a hole. And should we, let's see, we need a hole. Probably since this strainer is larger than the other one is, we can probably, let's see. Oh yeah, that's going to be beautiful, isn't it? That's going to be perfect because there's probably about a little more than 1/8 of an inch all the way around that. So that's how big I'm going to cut the hole. Let me finish the circle here. Okay, so I'm getting very close to having this through. I can see daylight in some spaces around it. Okay, we're getting really close. There we go. Okay. All right, so there's the little hole that we're going to use for our spout. And I'm just going to take this thing that I got from the toy box, and you can do this with just about anything. It's just a plastic tube. I just want to smooth that out and compact that just a little bit. There, I think and I just tested the opening of that hole, and I believe that I'm gonna it's flush with this hole. So well, I probably should have put that on the back side, huh? All right, let's see how this works. So I want that to be up, and I want that to be so I can push that in there just like that, and that's pretty flush. Hey, how lucky can you get, right? So I got a little goober inside one of those holes. All right, that looks not half bad, huh? Okay, so I'm gonna sort of mash it to the outside because I've just kind of fit that in there like a window in a windowsill or something on the side of a house. That was just a lucky break that came out the same size. Right on my lines. Whoops. Let me scoot that up a little and see if I've got the height of it right. Okay, we're going to put the handle on now. I've got this fairly well pushed on and dressed around the edges anyway. So I'm going to make a little mark where my click is, because I'm going to have to take it off to, there's where my top part of my click is going to be. I'm going to have to take it off to redo the slip on it and to figure out how high it can be. It's something that's on the inside. Water won't be pouring through your handle, but you want to get that as smooth as you can before you put it somewhere where you can't reach it anymore. So find our line, match it up, stick it very tentatively, and then put your stick on. And I think that's good. So I'm pressing it on pretty hard now. And so there is the other teapot. These are so cute when they're glazed and sitting all up in a line on their little handles, and people come over to your, wherever you are, you know, they come over and go, what is that? And because some people probably haven't ever seen a teapot like that, unless they're a real tea drinker. So I'm going to just get that nice and wet with slip, because it is going to take some work to get that nailed down. So on this, just like the other, we're just going to go around the edge and beautiful, right? Okay. Now, so let's put it to the test. I haven't finished with this dressing of this handle, but we can test the balance. It's too late to change anything now, but we can still do it. Let's see how. Get that pressed down real well. Leaving a little groove around the things, the spout and the handle that you stick on, it's okay, because what happens with little grooves like that is the glaze sort of migrates into that and drips, you know, it'll run down here, and sometimes it really creates some beautiful runs and just looks like you did it on purpose. Okay, so let's test it out. That's good. Here is this little guy. I haven't completely finished dressing it up yet. It's still got some little chunks of clay here and there, but this is basically the deal.